Hey everybody, it's Marlon, and I want to say thank you for the feedback and the comments I got on the previous video I did about relationships. I want to do another video about relationships today, and I'm going to ask you right up front, please don't mind the beeping and the bandages and the wires. I'm still in the hospital, but just because I'm hurt doesn't mean I can't be productive. Just because I'm hurt and in the hospital doesn't mean that I can't be encouraging and inspiring. Listen, the scripture says that David encouraged himself. And the way that I encourage myself is being part of the encouragement for your day. Let's continue talking about relationships. The Lord said that He has come to give you life and life more abundantly. I do believe that part of that abundant life is enjoying the benefit of having a happy, productive, successful relationship. One of the first things that God said wasn't good was for people to be alone. So with that being said, let us take care of the value, the opportunity to enjoy a happy, productive relationship. Okay? And we talked in the last video about finding the right person. But what I believe is more important than finding the right person is being the ready person. Are you the ready person? Are you ready for a real relationship? Are you ready for real love? Let's get in the conversation and talk about that today, okay? So when we talk about relationships, not just finding one, let's understand that being ready for one is an important part of that. Most people don't actually struggle to meet someone. They struggle to keep something healthy once they do. We say we want love, but what we really want is to feel understood, but without doing the work of understanding. Can we really be understood without reciprocating by doing the work of understanding? I would say no. See, this is where relationships begin to break down. So before we talk about who to love, we have to talk about what love actually is. And I'm going to be bringing up here in the next little bit some points about what love actually is. But first, let's talk about what love is not. Love isn't automatic. You don't open a box and find love. You don't open a door and find love. You don't just show up and find love. All right? Love's not automatic. A person needs love, romance, and tenderness, but the kind of romance that someone longs for isn't something that everyone knows how to give. We grow up believing that love just happens to us, but scripture teaches us something otherwise. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 5 says, love is patient. Love is kind. Love doesn't seek its own. Notice, it doesn't say love feels, but it describes love as behavior. So, what is love? Love isn't chemistry. Love is conduct. You shouldn't just desire someone who makes you feel something. You can't just go off of emotion. You should desire someone who has love to give and who needs someone willing to reach for it. That's how we complement one another. Love isn't something that blindly affects the innocent. But what else is love? Love is what two people choose to share that can make them guilty of so many things. That choice makes them guilty of sacrifice, commitment, consistency, humility, respect, and growth. That's what love is. Real love doesn't ask, do I feel good? Real love asks, am I becoming good to you? It's putting in that work that comes from the inside. And once you understand that love is a practice, it's work, and it's not just a feeling, the next question becomes, what actually keeps love alive after the feelings come down? That's right, because while you're putting in the work, we have to understand that we have to maintain that level of consistency. Attraction is easy, but intention is rare. Intentionality. We all know the butterflies, the excitement, the anticipation when the phone lights up. The butterflies you feel should be allowed to fly through touch, through a kiss, through closeness. But here's the truth. Even though butterflies have wings and they fly, those butterflies never stay. And that's not failure, that's by design. Those butterflies fly away, they leave so that intention can replace them. God doesn't want us to be in a deficit. Real love never leaves us in a deficit. So it gets replaced with intention. Relationships don't survive on excitement. Relationships don't survive on emotion. They don't survive on feelings. Relationships survive on intention. And part of intention is paying attention. Don't ask someone what they like. Let's pay attention and do what they love. Watch someone try something new for the first time. Watch them do it every time after that. Can we pay attention and put that same effort into our relationships? We can memorize passwords, sports stats, favorite colors, favorite shows, favorite food, but let's pay attention and not forget how our partner feels after a hard day. That's intention, and that intention pays attention. That leads us to emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence in a relationship is romance that has grown up, that has matured. Proverbs 18 verse 2 says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his own opinion." I don't want to be a fool. Even though we say I want to be a fool for love, we want to be considerate of our other partner. A mature partner studies the person that they love. They pay attention. And when you begin to study someone instead of just enjoying them, you start realizing that love isn't sustained by wanting, it's sustained by choosing. So what's the difference between wanting and choosing? Let's start with this thought. People often say, "I fell in love." But falling isn't a commitment, it's gravity. Gravity is a natural force. We want to be intentional about choosing. Love is choosing someone, even when convenience suggests otherwise. That's part of that self-work that we do. And sometimes love can feel one-sided, even when both people believe that they're on the same side. Here's the thing, we don't have to be right, but we do have the opportunity to be respectful. Let's put that type of effort into our relationships. This effort isn't measured by intention alone, it's measured by the impact. What's the impact of being respectful in your relationship? What's the impact of not settling? Especially, don't settle for someone if you know you won't remain happy. Don't pursue someone if you know they won't stop long enough to meet you. I always say don't chase after things, because if you're chasing, that means something's running away. Two people can be in love with what they could become together, but isn't it better to be in love with who we already are together? It's easier for that love to exist because it's easier to change a relationship than it is to change the person. Don't date potential, let's build with reality. Don't date with emotion, let's build with reality. But the greatest obstacle to building that reality isn't incompatibility, it's unchecked selfishness. Say that, unchecked selfishness. That's the silent destroyer of real love. It's the silent destroyer of real relationships. Here's where many relationships fail. Not by betrayal, not by distance, but selfishness. And that selfishness disguised as personality. We want understanding without patience. We want affection without responsibility. We want closeness without accountability. That's not fair. Philippians chapter 2 verses 3-4 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition. Look not only to our own interests, but also to the interests of others." What's the impact of looking to the interests of others, or in layman's terms, being considerate of someone else? That consideration is respect, and respect is the backbone of real love. Patience is also real love's oxygen. Intentionality is real love's language. Here's the thing, when we're talking about patience, when we're talking about respect, when we're talking about intentionality, we are bringing meaningful elements into our relationships. And those meaningful elements leads to a meaningful life. A meaningful life often begins with one simple goal: to be truly happy and to allow someone else to feel safe enough to be happy with you. Are you a safe space? Is your real love a safe space? That leads us to the most honest question that we can ask before entering love. Can we be safe enough, or be safe enough to become someone worth loving? Ask yourself that question. Can you be a safe space for someone? Before we ask who's right for me, let's ask, am I safe to love? Let's be who somebody loves, not by performance, but by being a consistent presence. Think about that. Watching someone live freely, dance, laugh, express themselves should feel like a good conversation where words aren't required. It should be it should feel, like a safe conversation, a safe space. This is when love stops becoming a feeling and it now becomes a home, a safe space. And we eventually realize that love isn't enough until it becomes everything that we are willing to stand on. And when we are willing to stand on our principles, that's when we know that we are a safe person to love. That's how we know that we are becoming someone worth loving. Let's stand on these principles of real love. Here's the encouragement as I get ready to finish up this video. Let's not rush into relationships because we're lonely. Let's prepare for them because we're ready. Let's put our selfishness aside and practice respect. Let's learn patience and let's choose intentionality. The goal isn't just to find someone who makes you happy, but it's to become someone who knows how to keep happiness alive when life stops being easy. Can we put that type of work into our relationships? Real love is not rare. Prepared people are. Are you a prepared person? Can you, as a prepared person, meet another prepared person? When two prepared people meet, love stops being fragile and starts becoming peaceful. That's what I'm looking for. Real love that's peaceful. So here's the thing. Take your time. Grow first, then choose wisely. Because the right relationship doesn't just add to your life, it multiplies the good that's already living inside of you. I really hope that you were encouraged and inspired by this video today. Thank you for sitting down and having this conversation with me. I'm really looking forward to talking to you again real soon. My name is Marlon, and let's meet up. Let's continue to talk some more. Real love. Let's get ready for real love and real relationships.